Hey guys, I know today is a really sad day because many of you are questioning right now, is the bull market over? Was that it already for this run, or what is actually going on? I will show you what I have found, what caused this big correction in Bitcoin, and if we are close to the end of it, or if we should expect even more downside. If you don't want to miss out on that, then let's go guys. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in here on this Tuesday. As you can see, I'm not home. I'm actually moving, not traveling this time. I move again to another place. I will be temporarily here, but moving into my new place next week. But let's get into the charts because I know everybody wants to know what is actually going on. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and also activate the notification bell so that you will always get first these kind of information. So the real reason why we started dumping already yesterday slightly was that Trump said the tariffs for Canada and Mexico will still move forward. And that is really bad. At least that's what people are expecting, because it put a tax on every product that get exported into the US, because the US wants that they create the products within the US. Let's say Mexico has a product that they are shipping to the US. US wants that this is American made, and then they don't get the tariffs, you know. So, and Trump uses these tariffs and imposing these tariffs on Canada and Mexico as leverage against agendas that he has. For example, for Mexico, that they close the border. For Canada, whatever he kind of beef he has with Canada, and trying to get what he wants that way by imposing tariffs on these two countries. So, and that is creating a lot of fear mongering in the markets, not only in crypto, but also in the traditional markets. So, and then the next reason why we saw here a big correction was that the exchanges, Binance, and also a lot of other platforms are currently selling their Solana. Why do they do this? Because in 4 days, the FTX estate gets an unlock of over, I think, $1 billion worth of Solana or something like that. I have to look it up again. Sorry, guys. I just arrived here and want to come as fast as possible out with a video. Please correct me, but I think it's $1 billion worth of Solana that they gonna get unlocked, that they can potentially dump on the market. I explained it yesterday. I don't expect it to be happening. They're gonna use market makers and OTC desks to get rid of that amount. They will not sell this on the open market, because that would be just blatantly stupid, even more stupid with everything else that FTX did, if they would dump that kind of amount on the open market, because then Solana will go back to $40-50. So good time to buy if we get there, to set some limit orders. I cannot expect that they will go and actually do that. Now the DXY is correcting here a little bit today, pre-market to the downside, which is good. In 1.5 hours roughly, the US market will be opening, and then we're actually gonna find out how low we can still potentially go here, if we go lower, or if the worst is already over. But we will only know when the US market is opening, because here on CME we have a big problem with the Bitcoin CME chart. We have still a CME gap all the way down here. All the way down here at $80,500 to $78,000. That could get us as low as $77,000 for Bitcoin if we are trying to fill that here. And we are hanging on by a thread, guys. At least on the CME chart, if I draw here a line, roughly $87,000. If that line gets broken, there is a little bit more support here until like 86. But if these two levels get broken, get ready, guys. Get ready. The elevator will then go down to 84 or all the way to the CME gap in one go, really quickly. So it will be really bad for the overall crypto market. But the main question is, let's say it will happen, it is potentially happening. Would the bull market be over? No, the bull market would be not over, because the bull market would be only over if we would break here below $74,000. Here on the weekly chart, as you can see, I have here that line. So if we break below that here, then the bull market is over, guys. Only then. For now, we are holding the golden ratio on the weekly chart, which is good. We also bounced from the bottom of it at $86,300 roughly. So short term, long term, as long as we are holding these levels, we can remain bullish here. So I have redrawn here some of the lines, because if I remove now here that symmetrical triangle, you see this starts to look more like a falling wedge pattern now. So the problem with that falling wedge pattern is we could still be stuck here until we get a breakout until May, potentially. So, or the other scenario is Bitcoin starts to go sideways here until May, and we finally have a proper altcoin season. So that's something what's currently running here through my mind. So, but we should also not ignore that the stochastic is about to give us a buy signal this week when we are closing the weekly candle. And the RSI will then also turn around again, but only once we are doing that. So currently Bitcoin is bouncing, which is nice, but we need to get above here $90,500 roughly. So that is the level that I'm looking at to get here a little bit more confident that this whole move might be over. But this candle currently looks like a bottoming candle, so I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, the 4-hourly candle looked like a bottoming candle. You know, 12-hourly chart, not so convinced yet. I believe that the following 12-hourly candle that is about to get printed here in 15 minutes, that will be our bottoming candle. So, but that can mean that we go a little bit lower and then have the candle body somewhere up here, and then tomorrow you get a reversal. Yeah, or with the daily close later. So because we have lost the VPBR, we have fighted a long time with the point of control here and I've lost on the bullish side. Now, as you can see here, if we lose here that little bit down here, then the next stop is actually $80,000 on the VPBR. So we don't want to go there. So the bullish thing here is that the stochastic is also again to print a buy signal with the next 12-hourly candle. And the RSI is also slightly making a turnaround already. I can see it. So, but we need to reclaim here some key levels. One major key level is $95,000 currently. Another key level would be here $93,400 and $92,200 also key level. So if you want to be super confident here in the market again that we continue to go up here, then we definitely need to reclaim $95,000. Only from there I would have enough confidence to say, okay, we are resuming the bull market. So, and that has to happen also fairly quickly in the next couple of days, not in 2 weeks or 3 weeks from now. You know, so this has to happen quickly, really, really quickly. Here on the MDX Algo Scalp Gradient, so here we got now a green phase. So you know. When we get into these green phases, this marks normally the bottom, especially in conjunction with a take profit signal here and the reactor indicator also flipping green. So now what we need is, we need the reactor indicator to turn around and give us here a bullish divergence on the 4-hourly chart. And we need the next candle to reclaim, or the next 3 candles, one of them needs to reclaim here the golden ratio at $90,700, $91,000 approximately. That's what we need to remain bullish here. Otherwise, we start to chop around and potentially break a massive, massive support level here of $88,000 all the way down to like $87,000 approximately. So if we lose here this big support level, get ready, the elevator is continuing to take us for a ride. Now, what's going on with my positions? Not gonna hide this, guys. As you can see, my Bitcoin position massively in a loss, but somebody posted on the comment section if I'm actually buying. So yeah, here, look, there's my limit order, you know, so what do you want? You know, I have a limit order there. The same for Ethereum. I still have more limit orders to add more to my positions if I have to. If not, I just leave them there, you know, so I leave them there, and then I got a head that I wanted to buy. I add it once we're getting above $91,000 and leave the rest down here. So that's how I'm gonna play it. The same with Ethereum, you know. So again, if you wanna trade with me together on ZoomX, there is a link in the description and the pinned comment below. One of the best non-KYC platforms out there, guys. I love trading on them. I made $1 million here on that account. So yeah, if you add here the $221,000 to the 623, then I still have 850, means $750,000 still profit here in that account overall, once these positions go back to zero, and then plus the profit that I potentially make out of them. So, but I'm ready to add more here to these positions if I really have to. That's why I have the limit orders set here, because like I said, in roughly an hour, we know what's going on in the US market, what Trump is doing, and there's also actually not way more over leveraged liquidity left below us where we can go to. Look here, we have already taken out all the low leverage liquidity. Here's like the perma low liquidity from long positions that we could go for, but it's highly unlikely that we are going to do that if we have now over leveraged shorts that are celebrating and not closing their position, sitting just here above us from $95,000 to $99,000. So I'm not saying that we're immediately getting here a monster candle to the upside, liquidating everybody. Slowly but surely coming up here and eating the same way into this level as we did here on the way down. You know, okay, we are back on track. The first big sign will be a reclaim of the 50 moving average here. Once we have reclaimed the 50 moving average and start consolidating above that, that will be for me a major sign that we are most likely here on the way for continuation in this bull run. Also here on the liquidation heat map, over the last 3 months, the whole liquidity that has built up below us is completely taken out. So there's nothing there anymore to be taken out here. There is only upside liquidity that can be taken. So we have to go at some point to the upside to go and actually take out all the liquidity that's here. And you see here the highest concentration with almost $300 million is at around $109,500 currently sitting. The Bitcoin dominance saw a massive spike here to the upside. That was not surprising with that kind of dump that was, again, triggered by a news event, guys. I want to mention this here once again. You can be the best chartist in the world and the best technical analyst in the world, but if there are world economic events impacting an asset like Bitcoin or crypto and overall, you cannot defend yourself against that, you know. So there are certain things that you cannot foresee, and this is one of them, you know. So everybody was wrong, you know. Everybody on YouTube was that wrong how the last couple of weeks actually going to play out, because Trump always threw a stick between our wheel, you know, on the bike, and we fell over, you know. So every single time something crazy happened, US related, and the politics, otherwise we would be at a way different prices right now. So but we're gonna get over that. We're gonna get over that. So now with the Bitcoin dominance, we see a rejection from 62%. We did not go here and try to fill that wick, which is good. Let's see what's happening here. I don't want to, so what I can tell you guys is I don't believe that we're going to stay for long in that big resistance area here. Regardless if we reach the top of it or not, I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening because we are running out of time cycle-wise with the altcoin cycle and also the Bitcoin cycle pretty soon here. And what I also just saw here, look, here's a big, so we have touched the top yesterday. Now we are retracing from it. Once we're getting here the next time to around 61.3%, we start breaking down this rising wedge. Expect that we get a bigger drop to the downside, because that was also the same what happened last time here with that big rising wedge. The total free market cap looks also completely effed, but this is normal when Bitcoin is seeing such a sell-off that altcoins going with it. Now we are also seeing here a bounce. If we can close above $35 billion today, that would be extremely bullish to see that. And tomorrow a continuation candle to the upside. Any close below $835 billion could trigger continuation into lower levels here as close as to $700 billion. So, and then your altcoins, you should be better out of your leveraged altcoin positions. The spot is fine, you know, so but out of your leverage positions 100%. Also, by DeFi guys, if you actually want to make or take advantage of their offer and get 15% bonus on everything that you deposit right now there, go and use the link in the description. What can you ask more for if you deposit $10,000 and you get 15% on top of that and can buy more Bitcoin, you know, 15% more coins than you would be able on any other exchange. So make use of that. Also, don't forget on Buy DeFi, I'm gonna start this week a new challenge where I'm gonna trade from $100,000 to $1 million. I'm gonna transfer at some point this week the money into the account to do that. So, and if you want to 10x your account, especially when everything is at a discount, use the link in the description and the pin comment below to do so on Buy DeFi, guys. So now, when we're looking at Ethereum is getting a bounce from here, this big support cluster, that big buy zone from 2,340 to 2,265. Here, I also want to see another follow through candle to the upside, back above $2,500. Only then I will start to be a little bit bullish here. So here are some bullish signs. Don't get me wrong. Here the RSI is spiking to the upside, stochastic going up, MACD turning around. So there are some early reversal signs, but we need confirmation, guys. We need confirmation. Confirmation comes in when we're above $2,500 and closing here 4 hourly candles above that level. So you can take a risk here and try to long this, but have a tight stop loss just below the current 4 hourly candle. So at $2,355, that's where you need to have your stop loss if you want to use leverage here, and only super low leverage right now, guys, you know, so make sure that you don't get liquidated. And my take profit would be somewhere here in that imbalance that you see here from 2,620 to 2,530. In between there would be my first take profit on that trade setup. Then Solana also finally bouncing. We are at $140 again. We got close to a big buy cluster here. We did not touch it. Also on the 4 hourly, everything reversing right now back to the upside. So there is a small chance that this might have been it, guys. This might have been it. Not want to scream it right now from the rooftops, but it could have been it right now. You know, we need to wait here another hour to see how the US market is reacting when they're opening. But the worst might be over, guys, and the bull market is not canceled. You know, like I said, only canceled if we break under $80,000 and below $75,000, then bull market canceled, only then. Guys, that's it for today's episode. If you want to trade Solana, guys, really quick before I go, good moment to buy at these levels, at least on spot. You cannot do anything wrong buying now on spot. If you want to play it safe, wait until the 1st of March to see what FTX is doing with their Solana. That's what I'm also doing. That's why I don't have a Solana trade anymore. I closed all my Solana trades earlier this morning. Small loss to make sure that I can actually wait now and then buy back later. So, but again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you hopefully with profits tomorrow.